What is going on, fellow alchemists? Welcome to Quasi Astrology. Today we are talking about decans in the chart of tropical astrology, how you can use decans in tropical astrology to get a very accurate reading when you're reading your own chart or if you're perhaps hired or asked to read somebody else's. So let's get straight into this one. So decans in tropical astrology and in your birth natal chart, how can you use decans to extract more accurate information that tends to kind of be limited to a lot of the broader scope details that you get in tropical astrology when you look at it in face value, or you just take it how it is in the way that it's generally presented online and in a lot of just general everyday types of commercial books. The thing and the answer here is that decans are a very good way of getting the accuracy that you need when you're trying to deal with trying to truly understand the expression of specific placements in that part of the chart. It really gives that individual context to that part of the chart. Everyone, for example, can have Venus in the first house. So everyone, for example, can have Saturn in, I don't know, the 8th house or something like that. But how that comes out in your life, how can we extract that to get it specifically translated into your life, into your translation through your chart? And that is why we use decans in tropical astrology. I'm a Vedic astrologer. I always start with Vedic astrology as my main go-to, and that's because Vedic astrology has the Rashis. The Rashis are your star signs. Vedic astrology then has the moon mansions, which are the nakshatras. I love that word. And the nakshatras give you the accuracy, or at least bring that energy down more into an accuracy in translation throughout your life. In those nakshatras, you have the padas, which are the parts of the nakshatra. Now, it's the same in tropical astrology to an extent. Tropical astrology has the star sign, it has the house. But in that house, which constitutes both the star sign and the house, they constitute 30 degrees of that star sign or that house. You have a case where those 30 degrees are separated into what you call 3 decans. The 3 decans are very important because each decan is individually ruled over by a specific planet. So when you're looking at the decans, if you have, for example, Mars in your 2nd house sitting in the 2nd decan underneath the sign of, let's say, Scorpio, for example, what happens then is that you look at that placement and you look at the decan. You look at what's going on underneath Scorpio, in what house and what decan. And if you really want to go into it, if you really want to go further into it, you also look at the degrees, because the degrees also have purpose in this. A good way to think of it is this way. Our neighborhood or our street is our star sign. Everybody in the street can kind of relate to the star sign, has a story being told through the star sign, the street. But your house is literally the house. So the star sign that's sitting on top of the house is going to affect what kind of outline your house would look like, the kind of design, the kind of outlook, the kind of way your house is, the kind of operation your house tends to take, or the kind of outlook that your house kind of brings to the street, right? Now, when you go into that house, you have different rooms. And in this case, unless if you're very rich, then I'm sorry, you're going to have to kind of downgrade for a bit. We got 3 rooms, which are the 3 decans. And in those decans, we have the degrees. So you could have a decan which has the sitting room, the living room, or the toilet, for example, the bathroom. And in those decans are the degrees. Now, the degrees are a good way of understanding how and what kind of activity you'll be doing inside of that decan. So just always remember that the degrees are the reason they're so important and are so useful in understanding your chart is because they help you understand the nature of what activity is being played through that part of the chart. So that part of the decan has a specific activity based on where the placement is, based on what degree that planet or whatever placement you're looking at is currently placed in that decan, underneath that house, underneath that star sign. So always keep in mind that if you really want to get a lot of accuracy and extract further accuracy from the chart, you don't just need to look at the star signs. You don't have to just look at the house placements. You can also look at the decans, which are very important, and all the rulers of each decan in each house and each natal sign. And then you have to look at the specific type of degree that specific planet is in conjunction with or is lying next to. So just keep that in mind. That really helps to give you that accuracy that you need. And I think a lot of astrologers don't talk about that. And I really asked myself why. Because in tropical astrology, if you really want to get into it, if you really want to get that accuracy pulled out of it, that's the way to go. Otherwise, I always suggest go into sidereal and Vedic astrology. It is much harder, but it is also pretty accurate in regards to its predictions. So fellow alchemists, I hope you really enjoyed and got some sort of information out of that. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe down below. Drop a like. Also go into the comment section, ask me anything about the Decans, pertaining to the Decans, and I'll see you next time when I go into Pluto, into the 3rd house. I'm trying to finish that Pluto series so I can get more serious with a lot of the other things that I have planned. Until next time, take good care of yourself. Goodbye.